Hey, it's Benji Cole, son of Al Cole from CBS Radio and host of People of Distinction, the talk that gives an in-depth view of some of the most dynamic, intelligent, and successful people on the planet. Run to our website, peopleofdistinction.org for more info, or you can always email me directly at benji@alcoleenterprises.com. And on the line with us today, we have Mackenzy Samedi. We're going to be discussing his amazing poetry book, My Psalms, available for purchase through Amazon, barnesandnoble.com. But people, if you want to gather everything that Mackenzy has in store, do yourself a favor and head directly to his personal site. And that's MACKENZYTHEPOET.com. There you'll find more information on himself, more information on this book, as well as find the two others that he's written as well that we'll touch up on later on in the interview. But it's a one-stop shop for everything he has in store. Do yourself a favor, head on over there today and purchase your copies. Once again, that's MACKENZYTHEPOET.com. And I do want to take this opportunity and point out that Mackenzy was brought to our network, People of Distinction, by one of the best publishers in the business, Author Reputation Press. So if you or anyone you know have a book that they'd like moved, people, give yourself the best gift you could possibly give. Contact ARP and have their wonderful team move it for you. You can find out more information on them through authorreputationpress.com. And listen, it is an absolute pleasure to have Mackenzy here on the line. And through his poems, you're going to embark upon wonderful journeys. And at the end of the day, Mackenzy is the expert. He's written them, and he's going to be able to articulate them much better than I ever could. So without further ado, let's jump right in and let's invite him here on the network with us. Mackenzy, first and foremost, welcome to People of Distinction, and thank you very much for being a guest. How are you doing today?
I'm doing awesome. How you doing, Mr. Benji Cole?
Wonderful. Wonderful, man. Thank you very much for being a guest. We're looking forward to this, Mackenzy. And listen, just a personal thing here. I've always held a bit of envy towards poets, right? I mean, there's something about the lyricism that they write with that I've always kind of... It wasn't an artistry that I was gifted with, okay? Let's put that out there. My father is a musician. He's also a writer. My background is in filmmaking and acting. But when it comes to poetry, there's just something about it that is just a little different, right? It's beautiful the way poets are able to string their words together and the lyricism in which it carries and the melodic tone. It's just something to be admired. So we're really looking forward to this. I know my listening audience is as well. Before we go into the book, though, Mackenzy, I want to learn a little bit more about yourself.
Yes, Mr. Benji Cole. First of all, my name is Mackenzy, which is spelled M-A-C-K-E-N-Z-Y. And my last name is Samedi, which is spelled S-A-M-E-D-I. The E is silent. My first name means son of a wise leader, Mackenzy. And my last name means Saturday in French. And I was... First of all, I'm Haitian-American. I was born in Cabaret, Ouest, Haiti. And I came to the United States around 2001. I came in 2000 for vacation. In 2001, I came and I stayed. And I haven't been back to Haiti ever since 2011 after the earthquake. After that, I haven't been back yet. I went there to visit some family members and to get a surgery in my mouth. I went to put a bridge in my mouth. And also, when I first came here, I was put in 7th grade in middle school. I was 12 years old. And I was in the Hamilton Middle School in Elizabeth, New Jersey. That's the first city that I came to live in when I used to live in Elizabeth, New Jersey. Then after I graduated from I was in the Hamilton Middle School with 7th grade and 8th grade. Afterwards, I went to Elizabeth High School. After Elizabeth High School, I did 2 years in Elizabeth High School, and then afterwards I went to Rahway High School because we had moved to Rahway, New Jersey. We bought a house. My parents bought a house. And while I was in Rahway High School, I graduated there. And then afterwards, I went to Kean University. I graduated there in January 2018. But I had to wait for the May graduation, which was done in the summer, around May or June. I'm pretty sure it was May, in 2018. And then afterwards, in 2019, I went to Grand Canyon University. I graduated with my master's. And in between, when I graduated, before I graduated from Kean University, I did also attend Ultimate Medical Academy with a medical administrative assistant. And then I graduated from Lincoln Tech in medical assistant. And also I got my master's in Grand Canyon University in mental health and wellness, which is the profession that I'm pursuing right now. But I have my poetry on the side, which is my passion. And I also I graduated from my bachelor's at Kean University with communication studies. And I also stated that I graduated with my master's from Kean University with mental health and wellness. And with my bachelor's, I got communication studies. And with my master's, I got mental health and wellness.
You know, Mackenzy, listen, we're going to have to invite you back on the network, man, not to discuss this book or any other books that you write in further detail, but just to discuss your background, because my goodness, I'm sure you have stories for days, and we would love to hear them. Man, thank you very much for sharing. And without further ado, the anchor for today's interview is all about your book, My Psalms. Tell us a little bit more about it.
Yes, the book, My Psalms, many people have told me that it's inspired by God, because I first started with a poem that I wrote in a church auditorium. The church name is Haitian Bethany Baptist Church, and it's located by Trinitas Hospital, right by the Elizabeth Public Library. And when I wrote that poem, first it was a long speech that I wrote. And then afterwards, I tried to say the speech. People were like, when we were practicing for the event, which is called the Wella Fair, at Haitian Bethany Baptist Church, they're working on renovation right now, and they're gonna switch the name of the church from Haitian Bethany Baptist Church to Bethany Community Church. And when I wrote that poem, when I wrote the speech, people were like, "This is too long. This is too long. We can't take it all." So I reduced the speech into a poem, and then I was saying the poem, and then afterwards, when I was on stage, I started to forget what I wrote, and then I heard somebody say, "He's gonna choke. He's choking. And then afterwards, I remember the rest of the poem, and I said it. And afterwards, people loved the poem. They loved it because the youth put on a program, and there was something about a pimp in there, and people didn't like that because I did something about God through Jesus Christ. And then the book My Psalms is about spirituality, Haiti, enemies, family, haters, doubters, thankfulness, blessings, and God. And the book is written in American English and Haitian Creole.
What a great segue that you've established. So you're talking about the inspiration behind your poetry and the origin story. Well, please, if you have a poem that you can share for us, we would love to hear it.
This is a poem that I've written. I put it first in the book because I want to catch people's attention. And this is called Why Am I Angry at the Lord? And yes, I was angry at God around that time. And I might still be angry, but it has the level of angriness has gone down. But the thing is, I titled the book, I entitled the poem, Why Am I Angry at the Lord? In Haitian Creole, this is Pourquoi moi fâché contre Seigneur. But I'm going to be saying it in English because this is a English-speaking audience. This is called Why Am I Angry at the Lord? Why am I angry at the Lord? Why am I angry at the Lord? When he has given me a roof over my head. Why am I angry at the Lord? When he has given me a mother, a father, a sister, and a grandma that loves me. Why am I still angry at the Lord? When he has given me opportunity to go to school. Why am I still angry at the Lord despite all he has done for me? I'm telling you why I'm angry at the Lord. I'm feeling very, very, very impatient with his timing. I'm still wondering if he's still coming for his chosen people from every nation, race, color, creed, background, cultures, and nations. I want Jesus Christ to return right now. What about the others that don't have a chance to be saved? What if he had come before I had a chance to accept him as my personal savior? Then I will be screwed. I don't have to be angry at God because it's never too early or too late. Thank you.
You know, Mackenzie, before I offer my reflections with it, because I like that poem, and I think so many people can relate, whether you're religious or not, right? You may call them by a different name, but I think a lot of people have been in that moment where, you know, they're looking at the grass on the other side of that fence, and it always seems like it's greener over there. But I want to hear it from you, Mackenzie. Before we go into that, what was the inspiration, and not the inspirations in particular? Well, actually, yes, inspiration first and foremost on why you decided to write that poem. But then also, what are you wanting your readers to take from that poem?
Well, like I said, I was angry at God at that moment when I wrote that poem. And I also felt like I should write it just to give people another perspective of how, even if they're angry at God, they don't have to stop pursuing their faith, continuing being faithful to God, because God is always faithful, and He has never moved. He has stayed in the same place, and through Jesus Christ, God will always be there for you. And even if you're angry at him, don't be angry at him forever, because he will always be there. He's never too early or never too late. And I got my inspiration exactly from my anger, and then I wrote it, and I thought that it would be a great perspective just to put it on the scene, just to show people that even if you have a high level note on if you have a high level note on your faith, from a scale of 1 to 10, even if you are at 9.5, don't stay angry at God, because He's always there for you.
Who would you say is your intended audience with this book? And is it fair to say that this is a book specifically for religious readers?
It's for religious readers, and it's also for other people that don't have any faith, like atheists, spiritualists, agnostics, and even if you don't have any religion at all, you can still read the book and get something from it.
People, as I mentioned, this is not the only book that Mackenzie has written. Okay, My Psalms was the anchor. Amazon, Barnes & Noble, MacKenzyThePoet.com is where you have to go. But when you head out to see the other books that he's written, you're going to be greeted with two other ones. One is called The Legacy of My Poems, and the next is A Beautiful Life Well Lived. Now, Mackenzie, dealer's choice, no one knows these books as well as you, but I want to take this opportunity and go into them briefly. I know you have poems from each of the books that you really want to make sure are put out there. Please either tell us about the book or read one of the poems from each of them and let us know which one each of those poems are aligned with.
Yes, I'll be glad to read a poem from the first book. And by the way, the second book, which is My Psalms, is an extension of the first one.
And when you say the first one, Mackenzie, can you please articulate which one is the first, the second, and the third for our listening audience?
The first one is called The Legacy of My Poems, The Psalms of a King. And the second one is called My Psalms, which is the book of Psalms, and then just put my in front of it, My Psalms. And the third one is A Beautiful Life Well Lived. And also my stage name is Mackenzie the Poet. This is from the first one. This is called Who Is Your Coach? Who is your coach? Oh, I say, who is your coach? For which team do you want to play? If you are waiting to stop sinning, just like a white lamb without any spots that people can see with a click of flash, then you are wasting your time making Satan laugh while he's eating his plate of rice. If I was you, I would make the choice right now, because you do not know how long you will live. Choose Satan, and then you will receive suffering for eternity after death. But choose Jesus as your coach, you will receive life for eternity, and then you will never get scored on when you're playing soccer. Thank you.
You said that one was from your first book. What is the next poem that you have for us?
This is called Maybe Who Knows. On the third book, Maybe Who Knows. Maybe I'm the person mopping the floor. Maybe who knows? Maybe I'm the person cooking on the grill. Maybe who knows? Maybe I'm the person cleaning the parking lot. Maybe who knows? Maybe I'm the person taking out the trash. Maybe who knows? Maybe I'm the person sleeping on the floor. Maybe who knows? Maybe I'm the homeless person looking for a home. Maybe who knows? Maybe I'm the person who purposely signed himself in a psychiatric hospital. Maybe I'm the guy searching for something out of church. Maybe who knows? Maybe I'm the guy who's being ignored in his hospital bed. Maybe who knows? Maybe I'm the guy being diagnosed by different psychiatrists with something such as bipolar, depression, and schizophrenia. Maybe who knows? Maybe I'm the guy searching for something at a strip club. Maybe who knows? Maybe I'm the guy searching for something at a bar. Maybe who knows? Maybe I'm the guy who has taken over 8 years to complete his bachelor's degree. Maybe who knows? Maybe I'm the guy who got arrested by the police and ended up in the psychiatric hospital with no police record. Maybe who knows? Maybe this is part of the journey on this stage called, maybe this is just part of my journey in this stage of life. Maybe I'm supposed to leave a legacy for this generation and the coming generations. Maybe that's why I had a failed suicide attempt. Maybe the Lord will guide me to be great. Maybe who knows? Thank you.
Mackenzie, aside from your books, you as an artist, what would you say is your message that you're wanting your readers to take? And again, not about my Psalms, about the legacy of my poems, A Beautiful Life Well Lived. To me, there seems to be a through line, right? There seems to be a connection between all of the poems that you read for us today. As the artist that has constructed them, what is your message to your readers?
My message to my readers is you might be going through something right now which people cannot help you or decided not to help you, but you should write whatever you're feeling down and express it through on stage. That will make you feel better, and it will be like therapy for you. You won't have to go to psychiatrists to tell them about your problems. Just write down whatever you're feeling and be able to practice it and then be able to express it on stage.
I love what he's talking about here, okay? As we start to close out, what I'm picking up for this, and this is what I love about art, right? Art is open through interpretation. But what he's talking about here is not being impulsive, right? When you're going through something as dark as it may be, give it time. It reminds me of, I remember I had a conversation in a project that I had worked on, and I was talking to an artist that I was working with, and he was telling me one thing that he wished that he had known earlier in life was the phrase or the mantra, "This too shall pass." And I remember when he was telling me about it, it was something that at first seemed very trivial, right? Like, what are you talking about? But as he continued to discuss it and go through it, it became much more profound. And this is an individual that is very successful, right? Pretty much by any metric that anybody would determine success. And he was stating how whenever he was going through his tough times, he wished that he would have known the phrase, "This too shall pass." And then he also said, on the flip side of that coin, even him now in his day-to-day life, as successful as he is career-wise, financially, he still tells himself, "This too shall pass." And I love that because I think that it is remarkable in so many areas. People, when we go through life, you're going to be greeted with potholes galore, right? On your journey through life, you're going to hit some potholes and you're going to get some flat tires. Well, what you need to do is pull it over to the side of the road, you fix that flat, and you keep it moving. Because at the end of the day, there are no wins and losses in life. Now, understand, I know I'm oversimplifying here. Well, for the sake of the interview, an oversimplification is what's necessary. But there are no wins and losses in life. There are wins and lessons. And although it may be very difficult to see that silver lining, it may be difficult to understand what that lesson is in the moment. Mackenzy talked about it in his very first poem, right? Where he's angry with God and he's questioning a lot of the things that he has. But then also in that same breath, understanding that he's also very blessed. And we're talking again from the poem perspective. Of course, I don't know what Mackenzy thinks or feels. But from that poem, how I interpreted it, oftentimes we tend to look at the darkness in our life. We tend to get focused on a lot of the negativity in our life where it overshadows so many of the blessings we have. And even in those dark moments, we need to understand this too shall pass. And when you really stop and examine it, those aren't losses, those are lessons. Those lessons equate to experience, and that experience equates to wisdom. There is so much to be gained here. You have to head on over to Amazon, Barnes & Noble, MACKENZYTHEPOET.com and just get lost in it.
Before we leave, do you mind if I read a poem from my culture?
Absolutely. Yeah, please take it away.
This is basically a poem that's describing the Haitian culture, what it means to be someone within the Haitian culture. This is called "Home Will Always Be Home." And Haitian Creole, which is "Lakai c'est Lakai." Home will always be home. Home will always be home. You can speak as badly as you want. Home will always be home. You can hate it all you want. Home will always be home. You can dirty it all you want. Home will always be home. You can slap the heck out of it all you want. Home will always be home. You will always be someone from home. You can even leave and reside in another country. You will always be someone from home. You can even pretend that you don't speak Haitian Creole. You will always be someone from home. If you know how to drink pumpkin soup, you are someone from home. If you know how to eat rice and sauce pois, which is bean sauce, you are someone from home. If you know that May 18 is Flag Day of blue and red, then you are someone from home. If you remember that a lot of blood was spilled to give January 1st, 1804, then you are someone from home. The minister can continue to give people cholera increasingly. Home will always be home. Well, then you have no choice, because you can go live in space. You can even go live underwater. That's not going to turn you into a mermaid. You cannot separate yourself from home, because no matter what happens, home will always be home. Thank you.
Mackenzy, this has been an absolute pleasure, man. Thank you once again for being a guest with us today on People of Distinction.
Thank you very much.